I can recap.
Okay.
Does anybody actually need inspo? Oh yeah, one person.
Doing it for
So
you,
chapter
Blue.
35, Thunder Chat treats a medium rare disease with a well done result. Blue once again tries to heal Eldith with greater restoration again. Uh, it doesn't seem like the magic worked all the way in, and as in greater restoration might help if you cast it with like a spell, but with an item it doesn't do shit. Donaba dyes her hair with the oily washcloths to kind of like a slick back cowboy look and dons the cowboy hat. And Stamp now has the Blue now has Stamp on his back, and for some reason that looks very right. Like the universe did that on purpose. We head over to the dragon to find Thunder Chad, only to see large drag marks, which we assumed is giants being dragged into the corner of the map. We ignore that and keeps going to go to see Chad. So Chad says that, hey, no, I need like a proof. We gave them the egg. He said something evil stirs in the Underdark. The rock itself is crying in pain and horror as a madness creeps from the blackest depths. Pay heed to the signs surrounding you, a cave with two faces, rock devourer, and the land overgrown. Uh, More or less saying, hey, you see lots of plants around? That's sus. Uh, the pebble believes itself flesh, the earth rejects its wards, and the tunnels shake in fury. By these portents you shall know of evil's presence and of evil's face. Chad offered a purification by fire for Eldith. Eldith accepts and is burned to a crispy crisp. Donaba rushes in to revive her and heal her for like 6 points, and we're still trying to heal her. I used the Aura Vitality and rolled a 7 for healing chaos. I'm still checking to see if she's okay, and I'm gonna pump a protection of good and evil into her while we are getting this shit started. Also, uh, we need to ask Thunder Chad for, uh, the map. That's it.
Very, very solid recap.
She's still sick, by the way. Eldith is still sick.
Yes.
We know.
Yes. And while she is healed in the sense that she is no longer dead, her skin looks like healed scars. Essentially, it has a tighter, pinker hue to it. Don't like the way that sounds. And as Blue reminded us, yes, she is still infected. Did you guys need clarification on anything? Anything you guys wanted to add before we pick back up?
Does it seem like the infection changed at all?
Go ahead and give me medicine. No.
So she doesn't seem more like, I guess like is the fogginess still there?
Her eyes remain the same with the cloudy specks, cloudy bits. It doesn't appear that the infection has spread since the last couple minutes of this purification, but it definitely has not lessened.
Okay.
With a medicine
Well,
check, you do notice that there's something else behind her eyes, so to speak. And you're relatively intelligent. It doesn't appear to be from the infection. She seems to look through you as you rush to revivify her and begin healing. Almost that 1,000-yard stare.
She's just fucked up.
I will
my
keep
God.
rolling 2d6s until she is healed all the way. I get 10 of them per, like, for the full minute of the vitality thing, and I don't have the rail for chaos, since it's just... I cast it once, and it just does it. I'm gonna do it
Okay,
until
that'll
she's
do
fully
it.
healed. Cool.
That'll do it. As Donaba had rushed in, and I know that when we were at this point last session, I had to kind of like rush to get off because of crotch goblins. Was anybody else charging in or following in behind her? Or are the rest of you waiting outside the mouth of the cave?
I came in.
At least 100 feet back.
Okay. Alright, so
I came in, but
Okay.
I just came to see that she burned to death, essentially.
Barbecue.
I mean, I figured it would have happened.
I'm coming in as well. It's just more of waiting to see if she even survived that.
Is that the Aurora
She's fine!
Borealis?
She's healing! I'm healing her! It's fine! Nothing happened! It's fine! It's fine! It's fine!
Entirely, the Aurora Borealis entirely localized within his cave.
Abhorrent areolas. Moon Dancer, are you hanging back as well? Are we still riding the wave that is hummus? Are we coming in?
No, not riding the wave.
Okay.
We'll be outside the
Okay.
entrance.
Okay. For those of you that are, well, I guess it would just be you, Moon Dancer. A Duergar approaches and just stands casually next to you. Kind of looks up, side eyes, and just stands there waiting.
Not a familiar Dweger?
Go ahead and roll history for me. Because I think you would have seen that.
I feel like he was there when this happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, this sounds so racially motivated. I mean, they all kind of look the same, especially when they're in their militia attire. But you recognize the eyes, and I think the eyes and that sparkle behind them is what gives way that this is the Duergar that Jimjar shifted himself into.
Okay. I'll just peek inside. See that Donnaba's probably having a mental breakdown still, so I'll just sip my wine and
Everything is fine. This is fine. She survived. I've healed her. She looks great. A little pink, but great.
Crispy.
Crispy bacon. You'll God damn it. You'll hear Moon Dancer like little bits of like grunts or noises, kind of like and things of that sort from Jimjar and his Duergar farm. But he doesn't say anything just yet as you guys wait outside listening. You do notice that he does appear to occasionally kind of look back over his shoulders and scan the surrounding area, but remains quiet, so unless you initiate any kind of conversation with him.
No, I'm not gonna initiate any conversation, but I kind of want to look over our shoulders. About what is it? What does the entrance to get here look like?
So, go ahead and give me a perception check, please, to see how much detail I can give you. So, the entrance of the cave itself is very, very wide. Obviously, you know that it needs to be big enough for a dragon to get through.
Checks out.
Yeah, it's a big cave mouth. You see that there are some buildings kind of scattered throughout. Right over here, and this is something that you would have noticed regardless of the great perception check. There is a large building. It's almost foreboding, and it stands out because there appears to be more forges lit in or around it, so it has an eerie glow to it. But you don't see or notice anything as far as activity or movement or anything of the sort. Outside of the "this is fine, everything is fine" meme coming from within, and Jim Jar's occasional excuse me. You would hear, and obviously those of you inside the cave who this is being addressed to, as Thimber Chod begins to speak, the air in this cavern, in this cave, begins to thicken with smoke. And the scent of burnt flesh and hair still kind of lingers. It's almost as though it's permeated your nostrils at this point. As he's speaking, his scales begin to kind of gleam like molten metal, and there are embers that swirl from his nostrils. His eyes lock onto the group of you, almost completely unaware or disinterested that the focus is on Eldeth. There's a smoldering intensity. You have served your purpose. And the chamber kind of begins to rumble a bit. You can feel the stone beneath your feet kind of tremble and quake. The egg was exquisite. As he licks his fangs and a wicked grin begins to spread across his toothy maw. And the knowledge you have given me, far more valuable than any tribute. My so-called masters in Gracklestalk have grown complacent, blind to the fire that swells within me. And as he says this, those plumes of smoke and sparks that are coming out of his nostrils and his mouth kind of flare a bit, and you can feel the heat, almost as close enough to singe the hair on your arms or your eyelashes. But I see clearly now. I am no one. Go ahead.
Nothing. No, it was just the song.
Tina was doing the same thing.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I don't even know how I missed that. I'm uninspiring myself. I am no one's slave. The city's chains upon me are nothing but illusions, and illusions burn. As he says this, his wings unfurl slightly, and there's a gust that pushes the heat further down the tunnel. And his eyes kind of settle on Eldeth momentarily, as that word burn kind of lingers. The Duergar will suffer for their arrogance, for their folly in believing they could keep me bound. I will raise their forges and melt their precious hulls, and remind them of the price of underestimating a dragon's hunger. He focuses back on you, and his eyes narrow as things kind of crescendo slightly. And you, small, insignificant insects, you have one chance. Leave now. Take whatever pitiful business you have and crawl from my sight before my flames burn you along with the rest of this wretched city. Go or stay and be reduced to ash. The choice is yours.
Donovan at this point is like it's not really paying attention. Is definitely like phasing in and out of reality. Is Eldith still like having that dazed look in her eyes?
Yes.
Yeah, we just need a map if that would be so great, kind, gracious of you. We're still kind of lost in this city. We are insignificant ants and we get lost. Do you so happen to have a map? And maybe like give us like an hour head start? Because we are insignificant ants. Very insignificant ants. And like this whole time she's talking, she's only looking at Eldith.
Roll
Very insignificant. Need much help.
Roll persuasion for me. It is a high DC.
Guidance myself. I'm gonna do that again. Come on, dice. Motherfucker. I will do it again! $25.
A map or time. Not both.
Map it is! Thank you so much for your gracious gifts for these tiny ants.
Wait, what was the time?
As you say this, he snarls, clearly annoyed and frustrated at best. He stands and turns to walk deeper into his lair, and a moment later, after you've kind of lost full sight of him, a small map case comes flying through the air, landing between you and Baloo. Go now or die with the rest.
Thank you so much for your help and understanding for these tiny ants. And she will grab the map and she will start booking it with Eldith in her arms, like princess carrying her if necessary, or doing whatever she is feel like would let Eldith let her do what Eldith would let her do. There we go. Jesus Christ.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Eldith is spacey, but kind of comes to as you like try and grab hold of her or get her attention. Still not coherent, but she will leave with you. Anything from the rest of you?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have like some sort of transportation?
Are you asking
It's,
Thimbershod that?
No, a group as we're leaving.
Okay.
We had a mushroom boat, and like it looks like Donovan's only looking at Eldith. Like she's not paying attention. She's just running with the group. She doesn't care where she's going. Just going with the group. We had a boat somewhere. If you care about any of the people here, Cass, you might want to tell them. He's burning it down. And we'll just keep running.
Okay.
So we are running.
Oh yeah, I'm
I-
definitely running.
Yep.
Okay. Hummus, give me a history check, please and thank you.
I'll try it one more time.
Okay.
Never mind.
uh, marching order. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cough in your guys' ears.
I think this will just be as fast as no particular
Just
order.
grouped
for
together?
me.
Just running? Everybody
Thomas will
for
probably
themselves?
be in the front for it
Or
since he's
sprinting.
faster side.
Okay.
Yeah, angry fucking dragon.
Okay, beautiful. Once you guys are out of the tunnel, you feel a swelling of heat as you hear a behemoth roar and the crackling of fire as he uses his fire breath that shoots down the corridor. This is much stronger, much force. There's much more force behind it, and it almost like chases you out even once you are out of the tunnel. Is there anything that you guys are going to be doing? Any stops you guys will be making, or are we just fleeing?
So I know there was that one person that Kasich was friends with here. I don't know if that was planning to be a stop or not.
Oh no, they told her to lay low as we were leaving.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're just fleeing.
I am. Yes, I don't know about everybody else, but guys should probably run too.
Okay. As you guys are running out and you feel the quick chasing of the heat and flames forcing its way out of the mouth of the cave, I need dexterity saving throws from everybody, please.
I'm a guidance myself. Never mind, can't guidance Dags.
I am.
Fuck!
So I'm gonna inspo that again.
Okay.
I'm just looking at everybody else's rolls real quick before I
so
decide on my
far-
own.
Okay, so
I'm gonna do mine too.
with the okay.
Never mind.
I
I think I'm just destined to die today.
I don't think that has the bonus for my staff in it either. So that's probably 23, I think.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So 12. Donaba got an 8. Okay. So as these flames come flying out, chasing after you, the ground tremors rapidly, and you hear the crashing of footsteps as he begins to run down the tunnel and out of the mouth of the cave. Donaba, you are knocked down. You don't take any damage for it, but
I would not drop Eldith, and I would make sure her head, like her body, isn't touching the ground. I will fall like face first as long as I'm protecting Eldith.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Good catch. Good catch.
Oh, it didn't show.
What was it?
It was a 2.
All right. You're gonna take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. I know, big whoop. Um,
I'll take it.
and you feel a burst of hot wind as Thimbershot bursts out of the mouth of the cave, bits of the cavern breaking off as he begins to unfurl his wings before he's even out. And he begins screaming. It is almost deafening as he is bellowing out, "You wretched, screaming, scheming insects! You thought to cast me aside, to breed my replacement like a common beast as he takes flight. I am fire! I am death incarnate. I am your lord and your doom. And you watch as he takes flight and begins to fly towards the safe house of the Keepers of the Flame, which you guys would remember is over here. What path are we taking, by the way?
There is a boat. I will be looking at the. Actually, I would just be handing the map to somebody else. Here's the map. We have a boat somewhere. Lead the way. I'll follow.
Where's the boat?
Docks somewhere. Docks somewhere.
Okay,
And who is taking the map?
I'll take it.
Beautiful. I'm going to put that in your inventory. And then when you guys have a
Always.
chance to look at it, let me know and I will share it. Unlock. And okay. Oh, did that not go? No, it did not. Okay. And what path are you guys taking to get there?
The quickest path.
So you just run in straight line?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
I imagine unless there's like guard posts or something where there's like a likely chance we'll be stopped.
Okay. Once you guys get to right about here, you guys would see Fulgar, who, if you guys remember, was Thelrin Zondren. And he would be shouting. And at this point, Thimberchod has started to, as he gets to right about here, flying this direction. Why is it drawing? I don't want to draw, I want to ping. Right about here. You can see and hear, even from this distance, as he continues to scream and unleashes another fire breath. He is on a rampage as he begins to lay waste to the safe house of the Keepers. He begins to fly across the city, releasing fire and raining down fury as he flies, screaming things. And forgive me, I'm not going to keep using his voice. My throat is getting pretty fucked up again, and that just kills me. Saying things like, "Your city stands because I allow it. Your forges burn because I will it. But now the chains are broken. The cinders of your lies shall free my flames. Gracklestug belongs to me. Kneel or be reduced to nothing but ash and memory." The city flies into a panic, and you see that Thelrin spots you. The Durgar that you guys are keeping an eye out for have all turned their focus to the rampaging dragon. You see some of them begin to flee. A lot of them who you see initially, you see no longer as they go invisible, but you can hear the heavy stomping of their feet as they are running. Some begin to run back towards the direction you came, towards the building that you had noticed, Moondancer. Total anarchy begins to erupt. The Blade Bazaar becomes a madhouse as people begin trampling over each other, carts and kiosks getting toppled and trampled. people running into buildings. A lot of the people, as you guys continue to progress, running towards the Dark Lake itself before looking back at the scene one last time before jumping into the waters. It is an absolute madhouse. As you guys see Thelrin, he is going to scream at you and start running, trying to keep up with you. What has happened? What is going on? And he's running
Dragon
with you.
knows about egg. 8 egg. You should run. Is all you get from Donovan.
He stops dead in his tracks, and as he is left behind before he is gone from your vision, you watch the color drain from his face as he starts shouting out in Dwarvish. Kasich, you speak Dwarvish, correct?
I do, at least.
You do? Okay. Let's see. Okay. So Hamas and Kasich, you recognize as his shouting, dissipates into the distance, getting lost between the space and the chaos and cacophony of shouts and screams and the scorching of the city, essentially. That he is calling out names and commands, and that they have betrayed us. Which dock are you guys going to? And then I need one more dexterity saving throw from everybody as you guys are passing through the Blade Bazaar and the busier section, getting closer to the dock. Oh, natural 20.
Hey!
That is tasty. Okay. And then that's going to be a 15 for Moondancer. Okay, not bad.
I forgot it's +2, so it's
Plus 2?
16.
16? Okay. What I'm going to do, let me... because I will forget about that. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Is it dexterity save specifically?
Yeah, I believe so.
No,
How
it's
do I-
it's all saves.
How
Dang.
do I make it? Okay, I'll have to play with... Oh, hold on, maybe this is it. Hold on.
If you want, I can send the effect stuff for it, if that would help.
That would be awesome, please. Right now I'm just making you proficient in everything. In the saving throws, at least. Excuse me, because I believe that adds a +2 to it all. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. And then I'll go back and modify it later. Thank you. Make note of that. As you guys are hauling ass, you are quick, but also alert and attentive, knowing when to sidestep or fall back for just a split second, or jumping over as bodies fly. The dragon makes his way from the keep and begins to unleash his fury around the city, making his rounds, essentially. And you guys are tracking and able to navigate yourselves away from that, dodging just out of the way, feeling the heat as the air grows thick and smoky, the screams kind of clouding out anything else around you. I need Kasich, go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please. You want it to be high. Cassette, can you roll a D100, please?
Sorry, I lost.
No, you're good.
Yes.
No worries. Sorry. That works.
Hopefully, it was high, low, and not just has to be high, high.
High was ideal. With it being high low, we will make it work. As you guys are rushing towards the docks, you see countless bodies piling into boats. A lot of people just jumping straight into the Dark Lake itself. Jonaba, you and Moondancer would be the only ones to know your specific boat and where it was left. And as you reach the docks, you watch as a group of people begin to load into your boat, ready to untie and push off.
Donaba's just gonna check to see if there's other boats.
All the boats that are in the vicinity are full of bodies.
She's going to look at them. Are any of them Doragard? Or are they all Doragard, or is there's like other races in that boat?
There's a couple other races as well. Mostly Duragar.
Are any of them guards or members of the other two groups, the Greys and the Guardians?
None of them appear to
keeper-
be wearing any of the sigils that would indicate.
So they
they're
just
any
look
of
like
those.
civilians?
Yes.
Donaba's just gonna look at Moondancer. I guess we have some pack rats that were coming with us. And then she jumps on the boat.
So I should have been more specific. I apologize. There are 6 people on the boat, and you know that the boat is not
okay,
big
cool.
enough. My apologies. I should have been more specific.
These are boat.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
There's lots of people in your boat.
They have freed the boat, and
I'm gonna jump on the boat with Eldith in hand.
give.
Oh
me-
wait, no. I will set Eldith kind of like down and just look at them. Get out of the boat.
We got here first. It's our boat now. There's a fucking dragon. Fuck you.
She will jump onto the boat and start whacking at the people with her scimitar, and she will have that crazed look
All right. Let me put.
and
these-
start screaming.
What are you screaming?
Get off my boat! Get off my boat! This is my boat! Get off my boat, or else I will kill you, or fireball you.
That
I will
works.
kill you. And like almost sing-songing, like a children's rhyme.
Okay, let me get these on the tracker. What are the rest of you doing as this is happening?
I'm gonna keep an eye on Eldith. Make sure she's stable.
Okay.
We're not getting any worse. Because, I mean, getting revived. And,
And,
her current condition is pretty bad.
yeah, and we don't see any other boats that are perhaps have a greater capacity or are less occupied.
Give me a quick investigation. of
You know, like a
the
boat, but
area.
like a greater boat.
Let me see if I've got something for this.
Actually, a super duper boat would do as well.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I know that your boat is round, but this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you on here. With a 10, there are boats that are about the same size or smaller. And there are people, the ones that are left at the docks that people are like getting into and boarding, people are beginning to fight over, throwing each other off of the boats and either back onto the docks or into the waters. Oh, that is way too big. here, let me share this and put Donovan on there. There are probably, let's say, 5 more boats that are still tied to the docks that people are fighting over and trying to untie and get off.
Just
Oh,
gonna.
by the way, Eldith has protection from good and evil on right now.
When did that happen?
Just want to make sure you know. It was after healing.
I don't remember you saying that.
I added in the notes specifically.
Okay.
How far away from the dock is the boat?
They are maybe 5 feet from the dock now as they had just started pushing off. I'm trying to get this set up. Oh my god, this map fucking sucks. Sorry.
Oh, they're huge.
Ah! And the way the map is set up, it doesn't have grids on there, but oh my god. My apologies, guys.
No worries.
It's fine.
Fantasy Grounds wants to be a pain in my dick. There we go. So yeah, so there are 5 other boats that are kind of in the same predicament as this one, as some of the people, and there's a mix of races. You see that there are some Darrows, you see that there are some other humanoids, some deep gnomes, a lot of Jurgar, that are in the same situation, trying to tie off and get away from the dock and the city itself. And other bodies flying into the boats and fighting for a space, throwing each other off, coming to blows. Donaba, you want to start swinging.
Yeah.
And then what are the rest of you doing?
Well, this is our boat. I'm gonna hop in there and cast fear.
Ooh, all right, let me get you on the tracker, or on the map. It should be a little bit bigger. Just ignore the size. Okay. What I'll have you guys do, I'm going to have you guys roll initiative. Is anybody else... Oh, here, let me fix that. Partaking and joining in this venture as they are fighting for their seats on the safety boats, the lifeboats.
Because right now, our boat is more or less a round circle mushroom cap, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Above the table,
Mm-hmm.
we stole a boat from from Schlugen,
Kuatoa?
like an actual boat.
Oh yeah, we did. There was a switch. It was originally
Oh
the.
yeah, there
Oh,
was.
there
I completely
was.
forgot about that.
I forgot too. That's right. Yeah, the Demogorgon will do that.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, Thunder Chat does know about the Demogorgon. I'm not sure if that's important or not.
Oh, it is.
Okay, cool. Because I believe Donaba told him.
Yes.
Just straight up told him.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time this last week doing some research on all of this. And I'm kind of excited because obviously we have the campaign as a whole, but there are things that I get to like workshop and implement and kind of not homebrew, but tailor greatly. And it's going to be fucking amazing. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to draw... So here's a little dock here. It's straighter and better than that, but that's what we're going to go with. Get the rest of you guys on here. Make you a little bit smaller. Get Moon Dancer on here. And then Baloo.
Yeah. Hummus doesn't know what's going on, but just sees that everybody else is fighting. Just kind of accepts it.
Yes. All right. So, what I'm going to do first, we're gonna let Donaba make an attack. We're gonna let Kasich do fear, and then we're gonna go top of round 1.
How fast is the boat moving?
They're just now starting to push off. They haven't started paddling or anything like that.
If they do start paddling, how fast is it moving? Is it like fast enough where one round will get them away from the dock where people can jump in?
Away from it, probably. I mean, if they've got multiple people rowing, yeah.
Instead of attacking, she's gonna touch the boat and cast immovable object.
Very fucking cool. What does this look like?
It looks like she jumped onto the boat and then kneels and then pressed both her palms into the... Like, as she jumps on, she's, like, putting her whole weight on it and casting it. A big kind of... Like a little wave of power comes from her, and then the boat is stopped mid, like, tilt. So,
That's
like,
cool.
yeah.
Give yourself a point of inspiration. Very fucking cool.
Yes, I need them.
Yes. All right, Kasich. You are doing fear.
Yep.
This is.
Alright, so
Yeah.
it's very funky because of the size of the boat and the way, but I think because it's a cone, I can get them all. That, except it's a 30-foot cone, so it's like
Yeah, you got all of them.
Dang.
Nice. And then get me.
Darn. Okay. Do.
did I get them all?
Looks like it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yep.
6.
Very nice. Oh, tasted dice. Oh. 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 Okay, so Durgar 1 succeeded
Oh.
with a natural 20. The rest of
Damn.
them fail. Not a single one besides him got a double-digit roll in there.
Alright.
Okay, so
Durgar
right
1 or-
now-
or
it's
11?
11.
You're talking-
11.
okay.
Sorry, it's double ones.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So very fucking cool. What does this look like as you cast fear? This is the first time I think we've seen you use this one.
There's a hop on and then just create a large my I guess my sense of self and just my shadow and everything just grows big and large and black, and I just go, well, it ain't very nice of you. You best learn to start swimming and get your fucking ass off this boat.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay.
Arched black. Very scary.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything on that one. Okay, that's gonna bring us to the top of round 1, technically, with Hummus and then Moondancer. Basically, yeah, all of you guys before them.
Is it possible for me to have discerned like who just got frightened by this?
You can roll insight because this is the first time that you've seen this. You've seen Kasich cast this. It's also your first time seeing this cast.
Right.
So you can go ahead and roll insight to see if you can kind of figure out what's going on. Absolutely.
Oh, has it been 10 minutes from when we were escaping from the dragon? I don't know how long this entire
Yeah.
run would have been.
Yeah, it's been hauling ass probably, I'd say minimum 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I end these things then. Okay, yeah, because that would affect if I'm gonna be doing this with advantage or not.
Thank you for your honesty. Gonna take. Ooh, okay. So you can tell that with this exchange, obviously there's something magical as the shadow grows and darkens. Obviously not knowing what the spell was specifically, but knowing that it has been cast, and the Durgar now seem to be terrified. They're in the process. They look. Oh my god! They have little angry, like little scared, angry faces on them. If you look at the map and zoom in, the little tokens, and they appear to the fight look in their eyes has completely diminished as they look terrified and begin to move in a way that it appears that they might be leaving the vessel.
Am I able to tell that 11 is not reacting the same way?
With a slutty 20, yeah.
Okay,
So slutty.
so instead of jumping onto the boat, I'm gonna jump into the water next to the boat. Seriously never remember jumping mechanic.
Vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal. I'm trying to. Well, I have enough movement anyways. I'm
If
pretty much gonna be
you're
landing next to
starting-
the boat here.
Yeah.
My goal.
Running start, no running start. It's strength, score, in feet for horizontal, I think.
Yeah, strength score if you move up to at least 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or half if you move
Mhm.
less than 10, like standing jump.
So, yeah, I think I would take just a running start because I'm assuming that I'd be slower once I'm having to swim.
Correct.
So,
Does almost float?
I was just gonna ask how buoyant he is. I don't think there's a thing
Uh,
for that.
I was
in-
actually
in
gonna
a
ask you that.
race, right?
I was gonna ask you that since I know Globagool floated whenever you were all moving and
I
transporting
knew that was gonna bite me in
Seraph
the
so gently.
ass. I just thought that was really funny when we did that. I think traditionally they like just sludge across the bottom of the water. Let me go to Google.
I like the idea if Hummus jumps, he like takes a big breath and becomes like a beach ball.
I am also able to hold my breath for an hour, so I would actually probably do that if I knew that would help me be more buoyant.
Let me Google this real quick.
You really Googling do slimes float?
In 5e, or ooze is able to swim or float is the verbatim there. So aquatic oozes have swim speeds. Floating oozes do not have a bones rule. That's obvious that they don't. Hold on.
What if I did my ability to hold my breath for up to an hour and use that air to just
I
push
would
myself?
I would allow that. I would definitely allow that. Because apparently there's aquatic oozes too. But see, I'm thinking of like player races, not mobs.
Mhm. I'm
Um,
definitely not hollow on the inside normally, so
At least not in game.
in fact probably pretty dense.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. We'll see how well you're able to keep yourself afloat and moving alongside.
Is there any way I can convince for an acrobatics check instead? If not, that is fine.
So normally because of the class you are, I'd say that's fine. But in situations kind of like this where there's a clear distinction, you know, swimming is, I mean, unless you're trying to do synchronized swimming, which I don't think is the case. It's more athletics than acrobatics.
That is fair. Then let's see. I have a solid +2 very athletic.
You got this.
Oh.
Okay, okay, yeah. You have learned well from your father. You hear Glabagool. That's my boy. Hey, I lost the voice for a second. Yeah, so you're able to swim / float alongside. You will not
So
be able to act as a ref for anybody, though. Just to put that out there before we get to that point.
that is fine. But if I'm able to make it next to the boat, then
Mhm.
I should have just bonus action before this, because then that would have also made the swimming a lot easier.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna bonus action for the Arms of Vassal Self,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna try and grab this Duragar and pull him into the water.
Okay.
So I guess it's just what
Contested.
athletics.
Yeah.
So hopefully now it's gonna be rolling with my wisdom.
Should let me do his roll.
And I'm gonna just not lucky inspiration in that one.
Okay. So that is. So you got an 18.
That is not a success. I got a 12.
Okay. As you go to.
Actually, sorry, I just realized I'm supposed to have advantage on attempts to initiate grapples.
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
So I'm just counting the first two as like the first advantage.
Okay, that works for me. And yeah, you definitely have him grappled. Let me put that on him. Durgar E11 is now grappled. You trying to yank him off, you said?
Yep, and I'm just gonna pull him with me, doing the whole, I guess, half quarter movement, whatever it's gonna be now.
Really like yanking people off, huh?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's why I got the extra
yeah.
tentacles.
Hentai. Okay, so let's go ahead.
I was just saying I was gonna just try and do just enough to be able to get him away from the water. Are they wearing armor or anything?
They have. Let me double check because they do. Yes. They have scale mail on.
Perfect. It makes it just that much harder. So yeah, I'm gonna pull them just enough to where they can't specifically touch the boat.
I'm gonna touch the butt. Okay, let me move him. Beautiful. Are you gonna try and drown him or anything, or just away from the boat?
Just away from the boat.
He does have a heart.
I'm confident enough to be able to swim back onto it.
Okay, beautiful. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
All right, that brings us to Moon Dancer. And you hear the other Durgar on the boat, like, shouting, "Oh no, my friend! Leave Bob alone! He's no!" As the rampaging dragon continues his path of fury.
Bob!
Not Bob. Moon Dancer.
So now how far away from the dock is the boat?
It is still 5 feet. You would have seen Donaba do her superhero leap, and as she came down onto the boat, you would have, and being a caster yourself, you would have known at least that something was cast, and the boat is kind of almost cocked a bit, not overtly, but enough that it's unnatural as it sits in the water, and you would see that the water around it is moving, but the boat remains motionless, still 5 feet away. And I am listening. I just have to go to the bathroom.
I mean, the boat's not moving. The people are frightened. And Hummus is off the boat. There isn't really much for me to do. I jump on the boat.
Awesome.
That's really all I see to do here.
Okay. no attacks or anything?
No, these guys aren't really after our lives. They're just trying to save their own.
Get off the boat!
Fair enough.
Yeah, no. I'll jump onto the boat and take up space. That's what I'll do.
I like it, and you watch as they all kind of recoil, excuse me, in fear as you come jumping onto the boat. That is going to bring us to Donaba, and then Kasich.
Donaba's gonna jump back onto the docks, pick up Eldith, and then jump back onto the boat.
Okay.
If I have enough movement for that. I'm not sure, but I will do an action to do all of that if necessary.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're doing that. Let me get Eldith is on there. Okay. To save time and resources on the map, I'm not going to drag her there, but I am making note.
Sounds good.
Okay. Bring it. Oh, the hag is not on here anymore. I can hide her. Kasich, anything for you?
No, they just all of them use their turn to use the dash action to get away from me as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. So, and then here's
So nope.
here's my dilemma. We're gonna let the dice decide. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a d100 to see if they swim deeper into the lake because they're still terrified of the dragon, or they're going to dash back to the docks. Just kind of beeline around, give you a wide berth. Do you want high? What do you want to be? What, high for dragon, low for water?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay. Let's see.
They do have to choose safest route, so that's interesting. Yeah.
They do have to choose the safest route.
Yeah, that's
Whatever
that's
that
why I was saying, like, this is such, like, the above the table, the shit that's in the dark lake that's in the water is like, plus how vast it is, like, it's you're fucked either way.
Devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Yeah. So that's going to bring us doop. All right. So unless anybody's
I
any,
will-
go ahead.
Oh, I will turn back to the people still in the dock and see. Get in, bitches. We're riding.
Is anybody planning to attack at all?
If they're still in the boat, I want to try and throw them out of the boat.
Okay, then let me put them back because I was going to move them all in around. So ultimately, they're all going to be fleeing and jumping off the boat and swimming back to the docks. But if you would like a turn, because there's only one of them before you.
No, it's alright.
Okay.
I don't mind. They're all fleeing.
Yeah,
Enough. Don't have to do anything.
they're fucking terrified.
Jump in the boat with Eldith.
Okay, so let me go ahead and remove all these guys.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick up Eldith, like,
I already picked up Eldith.
and brought her into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my action.
Yeah, she Superman that hoe.
That's my hoe.
Alright, I thought I was just... Cool, I guess. I see.
Oh yeah, I just didn't want to waste your turn.
But he's here with the greater save a hoe.
No, stop it.
Same.
Ooh, you can
No.
always pick up
No.
the Moon Dancer.
You could always just like have a contested grapple against Donba to hold Eldith.
Oh my
No,
god.
I'm good. Don't need to start all this infighting right now.
We can save that for the boat.
Yes.
Later. We'll do that all the infighting later.
11 is. Are you gonna hold on to him if he tries to flee?
Oh no! The moment I sense he's not going for the boat or anything like that, I'm letting go. This was just to make him get away from the boat.
I respect it.
Get away!
Beautiful. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, Kasich, I am going to share the map with you rather than sharing it with the whole class.
Mhm.
Ba-doop-ba-doo. and the dice favored you guys because I actually rolled to see if it was going to be a map of the Underdark or a map of the city you guys were in, and then how in depth it was going to be. And it's not Gracklestug.
Nice. Nice cock.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say to my buddy when he gets a hole in one.
God damn it. Is that just putting it in your butt? Like that's
No, we're going golfing on Saturday.
mm-hmm. Sure you are. Okay. So you guys are now all on the boats. The NPCs are on there with you, save for Glavagul, who's little. He's like put out tendrils to kind of simulate the astral arms that Hamis has, and he's using them as propellers and just kind of swimming alongside you guys on the boat.
I will stand up on the bow and say, "All ahead. Full port. On to destiny."
What the fuck is full port?
Yeah, Hummus doesn't know what you're saying. He's just paddling.
What?
He's just using all of his tentacles to
By
keep
the
paddling.
way, I would uncast. I would like stop the casting of a movable object. Obviously.
Good. I was gonna wait for you guys to be like, "We're out," and I'm like, "You go to row and nothing happens."
I wouldn't do that.
I would probably forget, honestly, if I was in your shoes. I'd be like, "Let's fucking go."
I will turn around and say,
You see, I have an Eric right next to me, so.
What was
"Port
that?
is to
Kat?
the left. The left, guys. To the left. Port." Ha-ha! Porto! Pirates of the Dark Lake.
Yarg. Okay. So now. And you guys made it just in time. As oh no, Fantasy Grounds is gonna freeze on me. As the Durgar who have just been frightened off the boats. Okay, there we go. Make it back to shore, climbing up onto the dock and the bank there. Themberchad, continuing his rampage, flies across the docks and unleashes another fiery. We're just giving permission. As he releases another round of his breath. And you hear the pained screams of the Durgar who had just gotten back to land. 3 of them burned to a crisp. The others jumping back into the lake as the docks begin to burn and smolder. Donaba.
No, this goes against my tenets, but
Uh-huh.
they kind of deserved it.
What tenant? What? What's that?
Baloo, does it make you weep? I heard you were born there, out of the butt of Thunderchad. Is that burning now?
We've moved
It's
past
okay.
this.
You can cry.
Do you vow vengeance?
I wouldn't judge you.
I mean, we can
Why
return
would we
later.
vow
if you need to
vengeance?
kill-
We're the ones that did this.
Kill your father to avenge your hometown.
I'm not
He's
doing
not
that.
my father.
I was born from my dad's butt too.
Hey!
We got stuff in common already.
Look,
Well-
you bonding.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Stay frosty, right? Hey.
Hey.
Frost.
Not to be confused with frothy. That's just gross.
Can't believe we've done this to this town. They kind of deserved it, but Jesus.
Not our monkeys, not our circus.
I can't breathe fire. I didn't do this.
They were kind of at fault for angering a fucking dragon with a baby dragon. Yeah, no, that's not very fucking smart.
Yes, their actions are already quite distasteful, to say the least. So that's why I'm having quite the conundrum of was this a good thing that we did or a bad thing?
This was a thing to an end. It was just a thing. Don't overthink it.
You say so.
It's nature.
Stamp is freaking out, by the way. The rapport spores and distress spores are just coating everything around him. And as Thimberchod had flown by the docks and set everything there ablaze, you watched as Eldeth recoiled in on herself and has begun sobbing, rocking herself back and forth, crying.
Oh, I'm still holding her princess style.
She's curled up in your arms, not like holding you, but like in on herself, sobbing.
She will kind of rock gently and just comfort her in a way where
Did you say come for her?
comfort.
Oh, comfort. Okay,
Not come for her. Jesus Christ.
Same thing.
that's what I heard. Sorry about it. Okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
Who all is rowing?
I'll be rowing.
I mean, if not, you're not going anywhere. Did you
Are the
say-
only one rowing, guys?
Oh, I thought you said are we? Oh my god, I can't hear for shit today. Okay, so Baloo, is anyone else rowing?
Isn't
I'm rowing with just my tentacles. I'm using the astral self arms to just be like a constant paddle.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm manning the tiller.
I'm manning Eldith.
Manhandling.
That too.
Yeah.
Hey.
See, I knew you didn't say comfort.
That's sexist.
I said comfort, motherfucker. Damn it! Words are hard.
Apparently, so
Look at
is.
those man hands.
Rude.
So are you.
Okay. The chaos and carnage of the Iron Hell begins to fade in the distance. But even once the sounds are no longer audible, you still see the light and smoke that plumes from a distance as Thimberchod has unleashed his wrath, his fury, upon his once handlers, now claiming the city as his own. Heading port. Once things have settled down a bit and it's at least quieter, Jimjar, no longer in Duergar form, would look around awkwardly and then would ask, anyone want to tell me what the fuck happened?
Angry dragon. Angry about being controlled. Dragon. Angry. Normal angry dragon things. What do you mean? This is natural.
Did she hit her
We
head?
gave-
Did she get hurt? Why are you talking like that?
We explained
I'm
everything
kind of
that's
focused on
happened
something
so far.
else.
He received very unfortunate news and did not take it very well.
Yes, the dragon egg, the conspiracy against him, everything that he previously did not know, he then knew, and he decided to burn everything down for it.
I'm sure it'll take care of itself. Stuff like that happens all the time in the Underdark, I'm sure, right, Moondancer?
I mean, stuff like this happens in nature, even above the Underdark. What do you mean?
Moondance,
Dozens of animals die in these. Oh, sorry.
What were you saying, Moondancer?
Moondancer is just quietly rowing the boat.
Nature's scary.
But did you have a successful trip, Jimjar? See, you weren't caught. Glad the message got to you.
Yeah, where'd you go, eh?
I asked him to go undercover and follow the drow that I had spotted.
What drow?
I told you about this at the shop.
I don't believe so. I mean, I was chatting
Oh,
with my friend.
no, I didn't tell you about this at the shop. My bad. There was a drow I spotted in the crowd when you were leading us to that one shop. I informed Jimjar and thought about it.
Why would
And
that
that's
be
why we
an-
started using disguises on the way back.
Why would that be an issue? I mean, they're not super common in Krakostock, but they show up every once in a while.
They broke
We're
out of a
being
drow
chased
prison.
by, yeah, we are escapees, I guess?
Oh. Well, that's interesting news.
I don't know why, but I thought you already knew. I guess you wouldn't. You weren't here.
No, I didn't know that. But I do appreciate you helping me get out of that shithole of a city and the
You're
under part
welcome.
of the even shittier part of the city. The what?
I'm sorry your
what-
friend died, though. Maybe.
I'm sure she's fine. She's a resourceful old gal. I mean, really, I'm sure he'll thumb the Thumber Chad will just he'll rain terror and raise hell, and then he'll just go back to sleep. I mean, he can't destroy the whole city. I mean, how
He's
would he
trying to.
provide him with food? I mean, he's still a fat old lazy guy, right?
He didn't really seem very fat whenever he was burning down the buildings, but sure.
It'll be fine. We don't need to worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Jimjar is almost ignoring the conversation taking place as Moondancer had been addressed and remained quiet. Moondancer, you can feel his eyes scanning you. As he narrows his eyes at you, he would say, "What's wrong with you? Did you get some bad news too?"
I wouldn't call it bad news. We're in a boat. We survived. That's good.
Suppose it could have been worse.
We could be dead.
That would be worse.
Glad you got to us in time.
may not have if it hadn't been for this one getting in my head.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's my bad. Forgot to think about that before we parted ways.
Well, I wasn't able to get a whole lot from the hooded drow bloke. He was quite attentive, and having disguised myself, it made it a bit easier, but I couldn't get too close. He seemed to be quite cautious and was quite good at blending in to the busy marketplace. After following him for some time, he met with a Duergar in darker armor. It wasn't like the other watchers or militia or whatever they're called there. It was darker. They spoke for a moment. It sounded like undercommon, but I couldn't get close enough and get a good listen. But I did see them exchange some goods. The Duergar had given him a small, and he holds up his hands, about this big, some kind of stone tablet that had these strange symbols on it. I'd not seen it before, like a code, glyphs of sorts. And he'd given the Duergar a little black pouch. It seemed to have some kind of magic essence to it. The little bit I did hear is probably quite irrelevant now, but don't know how he's gonna fare. But the drow said something along the lines of your king being blind and the voices won't stop. Something about a deal. And then about that point's where I got the message from old Blue here over here and started to make my way down to the other side. And that's the only clear thing I understood. Drow's voice was real nasty, sounded mad. But he told that little Dr. Duergar, your city is already burning. You just don't see the fire yet.
Quite quite on the nose there.
Kind of ironic after what just happened.
Fair.
Did it seem like they knew about this, or did they know about the the spores being? Did they seem like they were prophesizing the fact that Thunderchat's gonna burn this place, or did they? Was it a metaphor, or were they talking more about spores?
I didn't take it upon myself to stop and ask him for clarification. It seemed quite ominous, but the likelihood of them having any kind of knowledge of what you were going to tell Thimberchold or the response he'd have to that is probably quite slim. I think it had something to do with the king and maybe the spores, maybe something more. There have been whispers throughout the city there, and we've heard mention of them elsewhere, something dark, stirring and lurking. There were people in the city as I made my way to the lair and meet up with you, talking about rumors of demons, something corrupt. I mean, the Duergar and Darrow, they're already quite fucking mad, but they seemed more on edge than normal.
Where are we going?
All ahead full.
I don't know what that
We're
means.
going that away. And I point forward.
Oh, Captain, my
I'm
Captain.
assuming we just see water at this point, though.
Is there a location on the map we're going to?
Excuse me.
Well,
We should probably look at the map.
Yeah, I have the map out. The fastest way to I'm assuming you want to go to Gontogrim. That was way too Scottish. But you want to go to Gontogrim. That's maybe the closest safe place. The quickest way there is through the Neverlight Grove.
That's where we should head there.
I mean, unless
Can
you
we
want
look
to
at the
go
map?
back to Grackelstock and head through that way. That's the only other way.
That's where Eldith is heading towards.
It's a dwarven city, so like normal dwarves, not the dwarves.
And Hummus, you had asked what it is that you guys see. So as like the burning glow of Gracklestug begins to fade behind you, your senses are still filled with smoke and burnt flesh and zerkwood. It is very, very dark here, and the boat continues to be paddled through the black, inky waters. There's a scent of rot that begins to kind of cling to the air. You see that there are little peaks of stalagmites that reach up just beyond the surface of the lake in different areas, varying in sizes. Some is just the tip. Others reach towards the ceiling that is out of sight. You cannot see the top of where you are. Excuse me. Are you guys going to try and navigate closer to the shoreline? Or are we going to try and just cut straight across where we can?
Hummus is just here to paddle.
I don't have the map.
Imagine if it gets so dark to where like we're worried about if we're going to be, hitting things in the water. That would be a deciding factor of how close we stay to the shore. Like if there would be just obstacles that could, destroy our boat that are at least obvious to us.
Okay. So far in this trek of the journey, you're able to see everything. You know that previously you guys had an experience, well, those of you that were with the party, how much you wouldn't know. But Donaba and Moondancer, I think, are the only ones outside of the NPCs that would recall that there were parts of the Dark Lake when you were traversing to Sloop Leduc where there were essentially like vortexes that could suck you guys in. Those of you rowing and keeping an eye out, please give me a survival check.
How long is the boat?
Let me look up the measurements. I think it's like, is it a keel boat?
There's no, because the tiller would be in the back. More than like 15 feet long, I wouldn't be able to see shit over the front.
Let me see. Oh, it's not a keelboat. Keelboats are apparently gargantuan.
They can be. Keelboats generally mean that it has a flat bottom, so that it doesn't rub against the bottom of shallow waters.
Oh, I totally knew that. I was just testing you.
Mhm.
All the stuff that you like, I learned from you. I already know. Just keeping you on your toes.
Yep.
Um,
I love the trivia.
I do it for you. I don't. Okay, let me bring this up because I don't know shit about boats.
Who's gonna carry the boats? Damn, nobody knows David Goggins? Alright.
Gotta get on these nuts.
Oh?
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I don't know. I knew a Melissa Goggins.
David Goggins is a former Navy SEAL, I think. I'm not exactly sure what he did in his profession, but now he's like a fitness influencer. Somebody did like except he's like the epitome of fitness. He runs so much. They did like 100-mile race where they had like teams of people, you know, so one person runs one leg of the race, another person runs the other leg.
Like a relay.
So sort of, yeah. I forget
The way you
exactly
just said
what
that. Sorry.
it wasn't a specific relay, but it was just like a one because it doesn't have to be a relay. And so the first team place had like 6 people, and the second team place was just David Goggins. Which is crazy that he's second place when you can have like 6 people max in a team.
I'm just like fixated
Interesting.
on the name.
Did
And
the stream know who David Goggins was?
I don't know.
I don't think so. The only ones on the stream right now are me and Dorito. And so no.
Okay.
That's a no for
And-
me, dog.
And there was another time when he had to get surgery, and they tried to cut like through one of his tendons or something. I don't know exactly. They were trying to cut something to in his leg, and usually they say it's like a knife through butter. And with this, whatever tool they were using, like snapped, it like chipped when they tried to cut through.
He's like the
fucking
real
leg.
life Forrest Gump.
I guess. Or the $1 million man, $6 million man. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
He just works
Wow.
out so much that his fucking body is insanely tough
That is crazy.
or hardy.
I taught him everything he knows.
I wouldn't want to eat him. It'd be so
Too rough.
bristly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too rough.
you need some fat to
Balance it out.
tenderize. Mhm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just it's just that's poor quality long pig right there.
Poor quality long pick. God damn it. Are you maxed out on inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay. So the boat is 9 feet long by 5 feet wide.
Okay. Then I guess I'll roll a perception check. Not really gonna do anything.
Well, this will just be for while you guys are navigating.
But it's good to know because it'll
16.
come into handy if we need to steer quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 9, 23, and 17. Or 20. It's a 17 plus 3. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. How long are you guys wanting to row? It's if you are just traversing the water and trying to get to the banks closest to make it to Neverlight Grove, it's going to be a bit of a travel to...
Well, it was pretty early morning when we took off, right?
Mhm.
And I think if we head towards, I'll ping it on the good map. Whoa, the good map is tiny.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I see the map?
Maybe. Right now, it's a captain's privilege.
You know why? Oh
You
my
know
God.
what? Sure.
What did
Donovan
maybe
doesn't
remind
even
me-
argue, just kind of like, you know what? Okay, cool. You know where we're going.
I love you,
Yeah.
Tina.
As long as somebody knows where we're going.
Right there.
Okay, how did you make it so much smaller? Mine was like huge and girthy. Hey, Ludo, stop.
Girthy.
I didn't zoomed in.
Oh, you
Oh,
zoomed
you're
in?
talking about the drawing? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Huge.
It just is what it is.
Because you saw how big mine was, right?
I did see how big yours was. It's huge, way bigger than mine.
I get that all the time. Damn it. Okay.
I don't know how Daniel can handle it.
1 inch at a time, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta ease into it. Okay. Doop doop doo.
Just whip out my 2-inch hammer right now.
God damn it. Okay.
Sometimes you need a small one for the precision work.
Yeah, absolutely right. All right, I think that this is a good place for us to take our break, because I need to go get some cough medicine. My throat is like super, super itchy.
That's no good.
And then
Tina, did you
email.
get Heather sick?
She absolutely did.
Maybe a little bit. Cough, cough.
Cough, cough. No, I was telling Tina and Dorito earlier, like my been sniffly and congested. My throat's been like scruffy, but I don't feel sick like I had been. So I'll take this over what I'd been feeling.
That's good.
I'm gonna pause my stream. that is going to be one of my next questions, so we know how to navigate moving forward. Once you guys, so it's going to be a few hours at least, minimum, to get to land to be close to where it is that you guys are trying to go.
Mhm.
At that point, earliest.
Maybe we'll find one of those copious number of islands that we can pull up to and
Absolutely. You guys want to look
Yeah.
at doing that and resting?
make that very tiny, narrow tower that you can make, Danaba.
Nope, can't make it today.
Oh,
Oh,
We
you're-
all just have to
okay.
kind of out it
We're waffling
with
off
the
of it.
wild. Yeah, I
falls
kind of
from thunder
spend
and
all
lightning.
my spell slots doing other things. More
like
important.
saving the boat and
saving-
Eldeth.
Well, hopefully we
No,
don't get
saving
a
the boat was
shot.
actually that was a second level spell. It was mostly pumping all of the spell slots into Eldith whenever she was on fire.
I understand. Pumping Eldith is a very important thing.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you for your
We all do it
understanding.
every
How
once
else
in
are
a
you going to
while.
come for her?
It's important.
Exactly. I'm so happy you understand me.
Mhm. I understand. Pumping Eldith, very important.
Absolutely.
Very, very important.
Let me find this map. Doop-doop-doo. Oh yeah, I forgot about that old bitch. Why am I not? Oh my gosh, Fantasy Grounds is bogging down on me.
Is it being a bit?
A little bit, yeah. Okay, so you guys are wanting to pull over to one of the islands and rest up and kind of regroup a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Okay. So essentially we'll put you where the party token is on the map there. I'll let you guys kind of roleplay and discuss how you want to get set up. And then if I can find this map, I'll put you guys on it. Okay, so as you guys pull up, what is your plan?
Well, how long have we been sailing?
Been at least 5 to 6 hours.
Okay. Well, we'll just pull up and make camp, have a meal, reassess.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay. And I'll give a bit of a description in just a moment. I'm trying to find this fucking map. Fantasy Grounds will cooperate. Eldith for a bit had passed out from exhaustion. Here we go. I think you guys have been on this map before, but we're gonna make it work again. Passed out from sheer exhaustion after you guys had left dock setting out for ultimately not Gracklestug, Gauntlgrim. And as she lay on your lap, assuming you're not letting her just sleep on the floor of the boat.
Yeah, no, it would be a very makeshift nest. It would be a quick nest, but very, very as comfy as I can.
Okay. She would kind of squirm and mutter in her sleep. Sorry, I'm trying to get you guys all on here, but the program is really, really slow right now. I don't know why. And she's in a cold sweat for a good chunk of her time sleeping as you guys travel.
It does not like this purple map.
Yeah, which is weird because we've used it before. Let's go ahead and throw them on here. Is it loading for you guys?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes,
Yes.
it's mushroom-tastic.
Yes.
Mushroom.
Is this the same map as the one where, I can't remember his name now.
Talon.
Oh no,
Oh,
that
Brock.
does look familiar now. Yeah, Brock, that was the name. Yeah, where he got
Yeah,
stolen away.
Bidet. Yeah.
Thought I recognized that lower mushroom. That's where
Yeah,
Gilbert was
we
taken.
Dade.
Gilbert always recognizes a mushroom.
You best keep an eye out for bidet monsters. They
Mhm.
prowl these parts heavily. Splash out without warning.
I hate when that
Yeah.
happens. It's like the splashback.
I was just thinking about playing that sound.
Do it. So as you guys have been traveling, it's been eerily silent, save for the oars of the Gurithi. Gurithi. My tentacle is apparently 6 inches. Jesus. It's a long tentacle. It's a big tentacle.
Thick.
With 10 C's. Save for the oars of the boat dipping into and back out of the water. Occasionally you would have heard a splash in the distance, or a disembodied, sourceless rumble that kind of echoes forth from the dark. But with your senses on alert and your heads on swivels, you've had a pretty easy navigation thus far. And finding a little flattened, I guess that's the right word that I'll use, stalagmite that reaches up out of the water, you pull over and dock, ready to rest and decompress and compare notes from the day. What are you guys doing with the boats?
Pull it up and tie it off.
Tie it off. So I brought up a rowboat token to put on the map, and this is what the picture is.
Oh my god, the boat is a mimic.
It's been a
Never
mimic
mind.
the whole time. Fuck!
It's a friendly mimic though.
I'll take it.
And
I just appreciate it not licking me while we were riding.
why do I need to lick you when you're already inside me?
Oh,
That
take
was
it easy there,
ridiculous.
pal.
Alright, we're tying it off. Oh,
Yeah,
why
we're-
is...
We'll drag its tongue up there and tie it to a mushroom.
Beautiful. I need to make a note that the mimic is a boat because I will forget that, and I'll be like, when did we make a mimic?
The mimic is a boat.
He's our last party member.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Otagul.
Botacool. Ayy.
Eee, matey.
Are we going straight to resting after eating?
Well, I mean, I suppose. Well, that was something. Wasn't really expecting him to go all red dragon on the town.
Wait,
You weren't expecting it, as in, like, you didn't see it coming?
was that not
I
a red
mean,
dragon?
no, I did not see him coming. But I also didn't expect him to red dragon all over the town. I mean, yeah, it's bad news, but Really? The whole time?
It's like your mother slapping you in the face and then kicking you out of the house. It's kind of like that. The betrayal. I think it's more of the betrayal that that occurred that pissed him off more than anything else.
I mean, that's I can understand the betrayal, but the whole town?
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah.
I mean, were they? Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Just, are we the baddies?
No, I mean, you can't blame the messenger, right?
Yeah, we just told him.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody in that town is bad. Obviously, some of them deserve to be saved, and others didn't. But you know, we can't exactly save people when we're about to die.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
clearly some of those boats had the decent Duragar and Darrow in them. Well, Duragar, there are no decent Darrow. They're all fucking weirdos.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. But, yeah, I suppose.
Also, I think somebody called us a traitor. I don't know what's going on there.
Who called us a traitor? I missed that.
Technically, we
I
were
don't know.
working for the Guardians of the Fire or whatever. The Keepers
Grey
or whatever the
Ghosts.
fuck. We were
Yeah.
supposed to tell them about what we found and the egg, but then we didn't
Yeah,
because we
but
couldn't find the egg.
they are the gray. But aren't they also the gray ghosts?
No, they're two
Uh.
different groups doing the same thing.
They're both doing the same thing.
Yeah, trying to control a dragon.
So both keepers of the flames are trying to do that. That's great.
I mean, the Keeper of Flame knew about the dragon egg, but didn't tell Thunderchat. That's why Thunderchat gave us items to get him information.
And the gray ghosts also were trying to control him, so that's not good.
Yeah.
Is that what they were doing?
Yes, I
At least
mean
that's
down.
what we found out. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
everything is true, but that's what we found.
Down in that cave, the alchemist, Ortheo, he had left a note in Dwarvish. You were there, Jim Jar. You remember? They were trying to make a potion some kind of potion using the infection spreading through this to control the baby dragon.
It's true. They were trying to, take over, right? Using the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with those mushrooms, anyways? Those aren't normal mushrooms.
Nope,
They're pretty big.
they're huge.
Just looking at the tree mushrooms.
From the little bits of I've gotten from
But
the
just the tips,
notes
right?
and just general, the mushrooms are being controlled by a demon, I think. Oh, by the way, there's another demon on the Underdark by Sloopadoob. It's called the Demogorgon. So, like,
heard-
technically, there's like 2 demons down here at the moment.
Who's the other demon? I heard
Sure,
about
there's a
the
whole
Demogorgon.
pantheon of them.
It's called the Zegamorph. Zektomoid.
Oh.
Uh,
Sure, there's a whole
And
pantheon.
that's the one that's spreading the spores through the mushrooms, and the mushrooms are spreading the spore. And it seems like the alchemist was trying to fuck with it to make it control a young baby dragon.
Baloo, I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Oh, what did I do?
You know what you did.
You know why. As Donaba is informing you guys of the presence of another demon lord, the name is unfamiliar to you, but as it kind of settles into your brain, you get an overwhelming sense of fear, terror, that kind of swells in your belly and rises up through your chest and kind of catches in your throat. There's a moment where you kind of go into a catatonic state and you hear screams and the sound of wet slapping feet running. These screams are comparable to what you had just heard in Gracklestug, but the bellowing and howling is different. You have a moment in your mind where there is a vision of a gargantuan beast rising and looming over. No discernible features that you can see, but as you look for a moment, you see two sets of burning orangey yellow eyes that set on you. And it feels like an eternity, but this lasts just a few seconds. But when you come back into the present moment, there's a fear and a sense of deja vu, and you have a cold sweat that has started to glisten on your skin.
The fuck was that?
What was what? The Demogorgon or the Zechamoid?
It was a dragon.
Or was the Red
Anything-
Dragon Thunder Chad?
I don't even know what it was.
I mean, maybe being exposed to these mushrooms for so long is not really great for our health.
Oh, as soon as you mentioned the Demigorgon, I haven't heard of that thing before. I don't really know what it is.
It's a demon from hell, I think. One
Yeah,
of the
but
hell.
somehow I know what it is.
What do you mean? What do you mean you know what it is? Can you know how to defeat it? Like what?
Oh
what-
no, I don't know any of that. I just shapeless figure. But I feel like I've heard it before.
I mean, it's probably in books.
Oh, this was different. This was like I saw it in a past life almost.
Does anybody speak up?
I have no idea. I've heard.
Oh, in my
about
head.
them.
Sorry.
Oh.
My bad, GM. Does anybody
But-
speak up?
Go ahead and
Yes,
finish,
ma'am.
Kasich, and then I'll get to that.
So, like, I've never heard of a. All I heard was, it's a demon, and it's a dangerous.
Did you eat anybody? I got memories that way.
Didn't eat anybody.
Wait, you get memories from eating people?
Yeah,
Oh,
wait,
is that
hold
why
on.
you wonder? Is that why you know about the paths? That's weird. Ooh. By the way, I'm still holding Eldith in my arm at the moment.
I ate the Darrow. Frederick.
Remember it's that thing.
Well,
being
that's cool. So did you
terrifying,
eat?
whatever the fuck it is.
Did you eat like a piece of Demogorgon? Is that why you went like?
No, I didn't eat anything. I heard you say it, and then it just. got this vision. I can't
a
explain it. I
voice
don't
in
know
your
what's
head?
going on. No, not like a voice. Like, have you ever? It's like it was like a dream almost.
I mean, I have multiple voices in my head that tells me about random shit all the time. So yes, I don't. It doesn't. They don't really show me stuff.
I don't know how to explain it in non-crazy person terms.
Non-crazy person terms. What do you mean by that? I'm not. Wait, I am. Yeah, it's fine. I kind of understand where you're coming from with the visions, but like, more of is like a big background drop of people talking shit about random things. Or some of them are really angry, some of them are happy almost. Friendlier than the others, and then like there's one that is just kind of domineering everybody at the moment. It's weird.
Definitely have
Have you
some
ever had
strange
that?
things going on in your head. Should get yourself checked out. Maybe by psychiatrist.
I'm a cleric. Does that count? Also,
No.
it seems like the people in my head recognizes you. They always keep saying how you don't remember or you know, what's happening? Why is this happening? This is not how it happened before.
What happened before?
Yeah, I don't know why they're like really gung ho about you knowing things that like they've like I don't know. They're really angry. That angry, frustrated, almost confused.
I'm me. I've always been me. I don't know why I've never been in the Underdark before. This is my first
Are you
journey here.
sure about that? Are you sure Thunderchat didn't like you didn't see through Thunderchat's butthole? A
I
little bit of
am
the Underdark?
sure. I am very, very sure.
Roll history. I just want to see how sure you are. Just for
All right.
shits and giggles. I hope it's low.
Not one.
Yeah, you're pretty sure.
I am
You're pretty sure.
50-50.
So you don't know.
No,
Did you say
I
50-50 out loud? Sorry.
no, I didn't say 50-50 out loud. That was just the internal monologue. I don't know anymore. These visions are driving me crazy. Something's first it was stamped, now it's a Demogorgon that's giving me shit. What is going on?
Maybe you should talk to your god.
These don't feel like visions from my god. These feel like I'm looking through my own eyes. But I've never been here.
Are you sure you don't need a psychiatrist?
Psychia what?
That's the funny word he said. Psychiatrist.
It's like it's like a cleric or a priest that heals mental wounds, or at least attempts to.
Do they heal mental trauma by any chance?
Like when you get punched in the head?
No, like when a soldier comes back and he can't sleep at night because of all of the terrible things he's witnessed or done.
Oh, dark magic.
Brain damage.
Close enough.
Do you know anywhere that could like do that for Eldith right now?
No, it's not. It's not magic. It's just talking. It's just like getting people to think things out and, get over their fears, stuff.
Magic words, of course. Words
Oh,
That
God.
sounds like black magic with extra steps.
I mean, it could be good magic too. I mean, we're
No. There's no magic involved. It's just people
There's Power
talking.
Work Hill.
It's just somebody listening to somebody else
Oh,
and then giving their opinion on it.
that sounds
like
like the magic of
scrying.
friendship. Like
Oh,
scry.
God.
So they're those mentalists. They have like the detect thoughts and stuff.
Oh.
I'm done with this. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna walk away and find a corner. Like underneath one of the trees, underneath one of the mushroom trees instead of my tent.
Do you have a tent?
I'm gonna. I think so. In my pack somewhere. Or
Was
a
that,
makeshift pack. Let me see.
was that me? Was that I? Is it my breath? Did we say something wrong?
I think he needs a psychiatrist.
Oh, he needs one of those.
Yeah. I don't think it's us. It's definitely him.
He probably had that memory spell cast on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is
He should've used
100% his problem.
Yeah. He should use greater restoration on himself.
Yeah. I don't know
Just
why he
gonna-
hasn't.
I'm just gonna use my bedroll. Set that out. I don't have a tent actually. I thought I did, but I don't.
Okay.
Take off my armor, get ready for the night, and then I'm going to meditate a little bit on what just happened. See if
He
I can
just saw-
reach out to my god
Reach
or
out.
understand what's going on a little more.
Okay,
He
just
just saw his dad burn down his hometown. I
I
mean,
feel like he would be more on his dad's side, no?
I don't. Maybe he's only like 3 days old, right?
I think 4 now, technically.
4 days, yeah. That's hard on a little one.
Is it? I feel like. I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but a lot of animals kind of just able to walk at like 1 hour old. I've seen those.
I mean, he can.
And he
walk
was
and talk
talking at
for
1 hour
control.
old. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but I mean, emotional development comes later.
It does?
But usually, right?
I
mean,
don't know.
When little kids they don't understand shit. They can walk and talk, but they don't know right from wrong.
Do adults know right from wrong? Because, like, I don't think most of adults do either.
I mean, they know what they believe to be right from wrong, right? Or am I wrong?
I mean, half the Duragard was adults, and they sure as hell didn't know the right from wrong.
I mean, I suppose. I mean, was it right to replace Thumber, Chad?
No.
Why?
Why anger a thing that will kill you in one bite?
Well, I mean, why not build a contingency plan against something that will kill you immediately if it gets angry?
You should just move somewhere else.
Oh,
I mean,
there's-
migrate, you know, that shit happens.
There's only so many places underground.
There's a lot of places underground. The
Well, there's only
underground's
so many
huge.
places underground that can support a large population of short people.
Baloo, please give me a
You
religion
would think they
check.
would.
Sorry, continue.
What'd you say?
Religion check.
Okay.
Continue, guys. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all so fucked up. Oh well, it's not really our problem anymore, is it?
Nope.
Yeah. That's for the best.
It wasn't our problem in the first place.
I mean, except for apparently getting the dragon egg up from underground and getting up from underground, and then also now getting up from this underground.
It was a means to an end.
Yep. I like those mean ends.
By the way, what were you doing underground? You said you were, like, traveling to a place.
Well, I'm, by profession, I'm a freighter. They bring things from above ground down here to trade for things that are made down here to go back up. And, those fucking cultists, they grabbed us. Killed my guide, burned my boat, and, killed my donkey. I think they ate him.
It would be a waste if they didn't.
I suppose. I mean, he was a good boy. They didn't have to eat him. They could have used him. He had life left. And
Oh. I'm sorry your friend was dead.
I mean, friend's a strong word. He was a donkey.
You can be friends with animals.
I
I have a lot
suppose.
of animal friends.
That makes a lot of sense. They don't talk to you, do they?
Talk as in like I
Physically,
talk,
like,
yeah.
You talk to them, and they don't talk back, right? Like
No,
you're
they
not.
talk back. Well, I speak duck, so when I talk to ducks, they talk back.
Them, I suppose. Not too many ducks down here in the Underdark.
There hasn't been a single one.
You need to go to the Underduck. That's where they hang out.
Is it in the Underdark, or is it just a duck? Is it just a dock? There we go.
Isn't that what he just said? The underduck?
Did you say the Underduck or the Underdock?
The Underdark.
Oh.
The Underduck. The
Comfort,
Underduck, yes.
comfort.
I see.
I've heard it's a legendary place where the dark ducks live.
I must go there.
Darkwing duck.
There's they sometimes have wings. They're the dark winged ducks.
There it is.
Do you know where
Nope.
that is? Because I need to go.
Just go.
I've
to
just heard
sleep.
about it. It's a
Conversation.
legend.
Crazy.
Lots of things you heard.
And I was just going to ask, Baloo, I know that you are praying and reflecting as this conversation is taking place. Hamish, you've retired for the evening, set to rest and refresh as well.
Sorry, can you repeat it? My sound messed up for a second.
No.
Okay.
No, I said, are you settling in for the night atop the mushroom?
Yeah, he's just gonna be kind of spread out on top of the mushroom,
Okay.
flatten it a little bit.
Okay. Moon Dancer, is there anything other than wanting to drill bananas into your ears to drown out the conversation right now?
Nope, that's about it.
Beautiful. Okay.
How drunk is he right now?
I
Rolling
feel
death saving throws right now.
I feel like at this point, and obviously if this is not a correct assessment, please correct me. I feel like, well, how do I want to word this? So there's a couple things that I want to throw in here, and I'm just trying to figure out how to piece it all together. I feel like for this situation, Moon Dancer can never be drunk enough. I feel like he's got a pretty good tolerance, and I feel like he can get pretty buzzed. But it's I imagine it being like a functional alcoholic, to where like you can be buzzed and everything, but he's like on his shit. Unless you need him to be perceptive, that's never gonna happen. But yeah, I feel like it's more of an annoyed buzz than being drunk.
I think that's fairly accurate. I would say that Moondancer has not been drinking.
Oh.
Since Thumberchat.
I am removing an inspiration to give you one. Not that it matters because you're still full, but very, very
Yeah,
slow.
you've not seen him grabbing his sack at all since Thumberchat. So
Grab the
right now
sack.
he is he is very very sober, and rather than an irritated Buzz, he's just irritated.
Did you drop your sack, Moondancer? You haven't been drinking.
It's over there somewhere. I point at my bag. Just go to sleep.
Are you okay? Do you need a brain cleric?
I get up, I look around. Where the fuck else is there to go on this giant fucking rock?
I mean, I suppose if you want to sleep on the giant mimic boat.
You will see like a little tentacle come out from the top of one of the mushrooms, waving.
Let's get like 5 feet back over here, slide my bedroll over, and go to sleep.
Okay. Going to
I
sleep.
guess
here.
everyone's turning in for the night. I'll take first watch. You guys can you can see to your lover girl there. I'm
Thanks.
sure she needs you to come to her.
Don't worry, I'm comforting her. Comforting her. There we go.
Yes.
Donoba, are you going to come and lay down? And rest?
Which first?
Ha. You'll see Donabush set her down in kind of like a really makeshift nesting area with as much mushrooms that are like soft and squishy underneath as possible, and like moth on the bed, and like if there is moss, she will
No
try to
moss.
make it as nice as possible. It is the Underdark.
There's mildew.
Nah. She'll try to make it comfort-y bed.
I think everybody's had enough of fungus.
Stamp cries. Okay, so we're setting up a nest. We are nesting and resting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Baloo. Coupling your two roles together. And there's going to be a lot more for you to kind of weed through and figure out than there is. It's just going to be clear.
Gotcha.
So as you have situated yourself, leaving some space between you and the party, setting up your bedroll, and again, just getting situated, your mind begins to drift as you begin to reflect on the events of the day and your time with this group in general. Saying a prayer and just kind of getting lost in everything. Your senses begin to fade from the present moment. You find yourself standing in almost a glass building, a glass room. No doors, just glass walls. Looking out through the glass, you see a vast, endless sea of clouds, dark and stormy, quite rigid fierce. They begin to swirl a bit, and an ever-shifting maelstrom of clouds that begin to couple with blinding flashes of lightning, cracks of thunder. A lot of it is muted out by the glass. As you are watching, there's a bolt of lightning that comes flying towards you, and the impact causes a small fracture in the glass in front of you. As you kind of retract a bit, expecting it to break through, seeing that nothing has happened, you are looking at the cracked glass and your reflection. As you approach, your reflection steps back. Rather than mirroring your movement, it almost mimics it. The opposite hand moves. If you smile, the eyes narrow in your reflection. There's another crack, and you see your reflection fading, distancing itself, choosing a path that is not akin to yours. You hear a voice in your mind that says, "You are not unlike the one who fell before you. The storm has always been your ally. The void has always called. Yet you cannot control either. Just as they can destroy, so too can they create. Find your balance." And with another crack of lightning and a rumbling of thunder, you find yourself back on the flattened stalagmites, surrounded by large, glowing fungi and your allies.
Shit. When I'm from that point, I want to insight my reflection. Doesn't look like. Since it wasn't mirroring me, I want to see. Were they like wearing the same clothes as me, or?
So what they wore was heavy armor. They did not wear garbs or robes that resembled yours. What you saw essentially was you in different attire and moving differently.
Let-
And
Fine.
I'm long resting all of you guys while this is taking place.
Alan. Fine. I've never heard. Wait. Yes, I'll assume. With no. I mean, with the player knowledge I have, I already know what's going on, but I can't. I'm trying to figure out how I can
There's
work
no
with.
way Baloo would be able to piece that all together.
Yeah, he
Specifically.
wouldn't understand the comment about the void. I think he would just interpret that as the Underdark.
Yeah, the Underdark or the unknown.
Yeah. Find my balance.
You want us to do that one
Yes.
over for a while?
Yeah, that one. Baloo views himself as fairly balanced already, given that he's, he kind of has his purpose that he's just gonna. He wants to um, climb the ranks of the Tempest clerics.
Mhm.
And this is like his journey, so he's kind of torn between. I mean, everything that I've seen up to now has been basically everybody fending for themselves in this town, or in any town that we've been to so far. Everybody's kind of underhanded, had their own thing going on, playing on our lack of knowledge, our what is it called, naivete. I guess before Luke came, before this is all an internal dialogue, I guess. Before he came here, he would have felt like he was fairly balanced, but seeing all this, he kind of disgusts him a little bit that people aren't just helping each other, and that he can't really do anything to change their behavior on a larger scale because, as we saw in Bracklestuck, it was kind of societal problem. Not that they don't have those issues up top, but at least up top, there's, you have, it's not as corrupted, at least from his experience. So then he could find some good, but he really hasn't found anything down here. Everything is deals and barters and a life for a life or an eye for an eye, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's made him more violent than he already was. A little bit of history, I guess a little bit of backstory about him. He was already kind of viewed as a little too violent during his training. A little brutal. You're supposed to, if you have foes as a cleric in this order, you're supposed to dispatch them quickly, not, take your time or revel in it. And lately, I think Baloo's been taking out a lot of vengeance on people, getting quick to anger.
Yeah, well, that comment
Yeah.
of they had it coming, essentially. I mean, that spoke volumes.
Yeah.
Did you see what she was wearing?
I'm gonna grape them.
The dragon wasn't wearing anything, says Eric.
So, yeah, Baloo has been kind of unbalanced. I think he recognizes that, just has to take his time to figure out what he should do. How he should, act towards people. Should he let his morals go in favor of you know, being, surviving? Or using everything he can to his advantage? Or should he stick to his guns? Try to be something idealistic in a kind of a location of the world that where you can't. Or at least they make it really hard to be idealistic. I don't know. It's all food for thought right now. I'm just gonna sleep on it.
Okay. That will bring us. Let me switch this. Moon Dancer. As you segregate yourself from the rest of the group, ready to rest, going into your meditative state, the world around you fades. The conversation about brain clerics and nesting dissipates into a gentle babble of a brook. You find yourself standing in a moonlit forest glade. The air around you, once smoky and deathly sweet, is now fragrant with wildflowers. The babbling of the water starts to couple with a soft hum of distant music that begins to fill the air, almost as if the earth itself was alive with the melody. This is a stark contrast to what you've been subjected to, especially as of late, but just in general for a while. Towards the center of the glade, there is a silvery pool that reflects the moon from above. You watch as a figure begins to rise from the pool, graceful and powerful. Long, flowing white hair and silvery eyes are really the only discernible features that you make out. The rest of this figure is almost a silhouette more than the figure itself. The figure begins to step, nay, glide towards you, feet seemingly grazing the surface of the water, barely leaving any ripples in her path. A voice that is buttery and smooth and sweet speaks, but it appears to be speaking within you as these silvery eyes lock with yours. Child of the dance, your heart is heavy, burdened. You wonder if the path taken was truly righteous. Your struggle is known to me. As she continues to speak, the hum and babbling turn more instrumental. It's beautiful, but unearthly. She reaches a hand forward, expectantly. Do you accept?
She's still over the lake?
She has walked towards you, closing the gap.
I... I don't accept the hand, but only because for Moondancer that's not what feels correct. Instead he draws his swords if they're there.
They are.
And with a bow and a salute, that is how you accept the dance.
Beautiful. You see a shift in those silvery eyes. They seem to glisten and sparkle at your welcome and gesture. As she closes the last bit of the gap, hand still outreached as she approaches before she lowers it. She gives a nod, and the scene around you shifts, and you find yourself back at the docks, her presence still very much with you. You watch things play out just as they had, and you can feel her eyes watching you, almost scouring into you. I am going to pull you down for this next part. We will be right back.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, hello. Alright, let me just pause my stream real quick so that it doesn't get heard there.
you want to download it.
Eric's interested in the game. He doesn't want to feel like it's kind of like
Oh no.
he doesn't
Trust
want to
me.
miss out.
Trust me, you're not missing out on anything. If anything, he's already he's not gonna miss out on any content, but the storyline progresses globally. So, it's already like kind of midway into the story, but if there's any good time to come in, it's about now, because it's eaten up a little bit.
He wants to know if there's a way to find out what's happening already.
Oh, what's happened already?
Yeah.
So, like, the story up until now. It's not a very story-heavy game. They have kind of like a general plot that just to, like, move it forward. If you want to find it out, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. It's honestly not that much. I mean, I could summarize it, like, right now, too. I mean, start of the war, just the bugs and the bots. The bots were a new threat. The bugs have always been kind of a threat. They turned one planet into a...
Right now?
What?
Are we talking about democracy right now?
Yes, sir. Liberation of the galaxy.
I see. All right. Good.
Good shit.
As you were.
What else is going on? So when we wiped the bots off the board at one point, but then they just came back in force. The bugs turned one planet into a super colony, and then that planet got turned into a black hole, like we made it a black hole. And now that black hole is currently moving towards Super Earth, as they call it.
Do you mind
go ahead.
if I interject real quick, just because I know that Moon Dancer has work tonight? So I don't mean to be rude and cut you off or anything, but
No, you're fine.
to wrap things up. Okay, so Cassick is taking first watch. We don't have a watch order for anybody else, correct?
I'll take
Hummus
second watch.
Hummus will do third.
Oh, is Eric dying now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'll leave Fantasy Grounds up, and I can have it up for a chunk tomorrow for you guys to level up. And
Yay!
then Baloo is taking third watch. Okay.
Second.
Second? Okay, then Baloo third.
Yes.
Or Hummus third.
I think I'm already awake now, so I'll be with Baloo.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. And Moon Dancer. Okay. I will have you guys do your perception checks when we come back. But ultimately, you guys, I've already been long rested. You guys will be waking, empowered, invigorated, and respectfully batter bitches. As you
Respect.
guys have reached level 7. Congratulations. And we will wrap the session here so you guys can have kikis and start working on leveling if you would choose to do so.
Oh, I already know what I'm gonna do.
Hell yeah.
I have my spells prepped, but
For those of you who were watching this stream, thanks for hanging out. We will be back next Thursday at 6:30 Eastern. You guys have a great night. Bye. Okay.